Jumping headfirst into the darkness may not be the best way to do things, but it's certainly a way to do things. Let's just hope your luck holds. So you got your characters, you got your skills and all that. You figure out what sort of person you are, besides being a Zabrak and Philosian.
So
what's your deal?
So I think maybe we could do something where I've got some sort of, well, I think Adam would have to agree to this, but I've got some sort of like work-related assignment that I've got, and then I've hired Zuuk to come along because maybe like I have to. Maybe it's something related to like fixing my spaceship or, guarding. So
probably.
Right, but like if you're a technician, then maybe
I can make droids.
Right, so maybe the marshal is trying to get some stuff fixed for his day job. So like,
yeah,
so like I've hired, so Jogg has hired Zuuk to help him find some parts or something. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if you're into that works.
Is that cool?
Sure.
All right, so we'll start it off at your business meeting then.
Okay.
All right. Today we're joined by Adam. Hi, Adam. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
What type of thing?
How old are you? What grade you're in? What you like to do? You play D&D. You're a dungeon master.
Yeah, I am in grade 5. I'm 10. Half, roughly.
I had to ask both those questions because we have British listeners, and they do their own thing with grades that makes perfect sense to them, but makes no sense to us. And we do our thing with grades that makes no sense to them, but makes perfect sense to us.
Okay. I like to play D&D. Yeah.
Cool. And we're also joined by John.
Hello.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm Adam's dad. I'm 43. No, 44 now. 44. And I'm in the 20th grade now. And I'm a librarian, and I work for a company that does software data for libraries.
Cool. Both Star Wars fans? You got the Star Wars shirt.
Yeah.
I assume so.
Yeah, so I think the first movie I saw was episode 4, but it might have been episode 5 because when I was a kid it was harder to see them casually when they weren't in the theater. So it may be possible I watched 5 or 6 or but I remember going to see Return of the Jedi in the theater, and that was a blast.
Yeah, we were kids when the special editions came out, so it was very cool to see them. I do remember Doug falling asleep during Return of the Jedi, though.
Yeah.
And who are you playing today?
So my character is Jogg. He's a Thilothian, and he is trying to recover some parts for a spaceship, and he's been hired by a wealthy person to do that, and
Kish Ducati.
Yeah, and he is really stressed out because Kish Ducati has a lot of power, and he doesn't want to mess this up, and so he's hired an expert technician named Zuuk.
Yes, Zuuk is a Zabrak technician who makes droids.
Okay. I really enjoy that Zuuk has 2 U's. Oh, and here's the cat. Right when we start recording. There's this old bit of Star Wars material where it's no longer part of Star Wars officially, where Luke was cloned and new Luke had 2 U's in it. It was Luke instead of Luke.
Luke!
Alright, so before we start, I want each of you to roll one of those. And I'll sort of explain what we're doing as we go along. We got 1 dark side, 2 dark side points to start. I'll roll 1, 2, so maybe we can have a light side point in there. Nope, 3rd dark side point. So the way those work is if you want to add something cool to the story, you can add it with a light side point. If I want to add something that I think is cool to the story, I add it with a dark side point.
Oh.
So, in other words, something that would advance the plot and probably annoy us a teensy bit.
Yeah.
Or challenge.
Yeah, or challenge. Or just take things in a different direction. You are really going to mess things up. Okay. And what does Zuuk look like?
Zuuk has yellow. I'm just gonna go with yellow skin. I at least I think the non-black part of Zabrax is their skin. Not sure.
Like that, they have tattoos, darker tattoos on their face. Yeah.
And then black tattoos.
Cool. And what does Jogg look like?
So Jogg's is the Lothian, so he's got sort of like tentacle-looking things coming off the top of his head. Otherwise, he just looks like a kind of a grizzly dude, and he wears a long coat as well, great clothes. Okay. Great clothes.
How old is Zuuk?
I think old enough to actually be respected as a person, but young enough that I'll actually get how to play.
You could be as old as you want. We've got some skilled young mechanics in Star Wars.
Yes, we do. Episode 1 for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go 16.
Okay. Alright.
We'll go. Jogg's getting a little older, so let's say Jogg is 30.
Okay. A little older. Alright. Great. What sort of place would Jogg have a meeting with Zuuk to talk about what you need done?
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think they would have. It's not super sensitive, so I don't think they need to be really stealthy.
Yeah.
So maybe just at like a restaurant or something.
Sure. Okay. So you guys are down in Little Onderon. It is sort of an older neighborhood. There are a place that lots of locals come. You don't get a lot of tourists in Little Onderon. And you're in a restaurant called Jedrin's. Mm-hmm. Jedrin's has they're known for pretty good diner food. It's sort of an old school diner. It's got a lot of chrome and red leather seats and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And droids are coming around and taking orders and bringing milkshakes and things like that.
Okay.
What are the two you talking about?
Yeah, so Zuuk, I've got somebody who is really putting a lot of pressure on me and needs to find some spare parts for his spaceship. I can give you more details later, but it's we've got to get out and try to find this stuff like in the next 24 hours. It's really tight turnaround. What kind of pay do you need?
100 credits up front, 500 back.
Well, that sounds like a pretty stiff price. How about we see what we get, and then there's a percentage. So,
okay, what's this percentage? Set up a viewer.
this is getting very specific. How about 20%?
So 20% of the value of whatever we get.
Sure.
That seems okay.
Alright, you're a real tough negotiator.
So you two are having this conversation, and this place isn't too busy, but you can overhear multiple conversations going on in the background. I'd like a perception check from Zuuk, please. So, what's your rank in perception?
3.
And your cunning?
My cunning is 2.
Okay. So you're starting out with 3 dice, 2 of which are better. So that's your half the roll. And then I'm going to make this nice and easy for you. So you get that. Alright, so we've got a lot of different symbols.
Yeah, a lot.
So those ones are advantages. Those ones are threats. Threats and advantages cancel out. That one is a success. That one is an advantage. And that one had to come up on the first roll. That is a triumph. So, you successfully overheard a conversation happening behind you.
It's a triumph.
Yeah. We'll get into the triumph and your advantage in a second. So, you hear this conversation happening behind you. You can sort of get a little glance back and see who it is. There are 3 pretty scruffy looking guys back there. There's a Trandoshan, sort of a lizard face. Looks like Bosk. Yeah, he's got green-gray skin and some little feathers coming out of the sides of his chin. And there is a Zeltron. He's a very handsome man. He's got red skin and blue hair. His hair is really long and back in a ponytail. And there is a person that looks like they're wearing like a full, almost not quite Boba Fett, but a full armor situation with a helmet and everything. Yeah, not quite Mandalorian. It's a little different than what you'd expect from a Mandalorian. He's got a milkshake. He's drinking it through a straw under his helmet.
Good. All right.
And then
what are they talking about?
You hear the guy in the helmet. Yeah.
The slurp side of the force.
These droids you're talking about, you think they're valuable?
The Trandoshan responds, I think they're very valuable. That old theater's been abandoned for years. I don't know why it's filled with droids now. The Zeltron is like, well, we should check it out. It's just down at the bottom of the canyon. Let's go. I bet we can make some good money on this. And that's the most important part of the conversation here. They keep talking about how they're going to get down there and all that, but you heard some good stuff there.
Yeah.
They're talking about how they're going to get some droids from the theater that's packed up with droids and sell them for cash.
So I might be able to get... That sounds like something that right up your alley, right? Because you're a droid technician. Do you think they're going to have my spaceship parts down there?
I might...
Droid parts, spaceship parts.
Okay.
I might be able to salvage some stuff, but probably not the best.
Alright, well that's a good lead. This could really save my skin here. So yeah, if this works out, I might be able to bump up that 20%. So that's the best thing I've heard all day.
So your boss, Kish Ducati, he is a Chadra fan. He's about 3.5 feet tall, little bat nose and mousy ears. He's very mean.
He's mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he green?
His company is Kish Tech. They make weapons for tiny hands.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so
not that really has anything to... I just
Right.
really like Kish Ducati and Kish Tech.
So
tiny
it's like
blaster.
T-Rex
Yeah.
weapon.
They're regular size blasters, but they have tiny
controls.
Yeah. Little tiny triggers.
Alright. Okay, so yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It sounds like it might be a little risky, but racing sounds fantastic.
Yeah, the three of them look pretty tough.
Well, we should probably leave now and try to get down there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna... Judging from the fact that it's in the canyon, and we're currently in a giant city that covers almost the entire world, we're probably gonna need a speeder that is not a taxi to get there.
Yeah, maybe. So let's see if we can get down there first, and then we can stake it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I'd like a streetwise check from Jogg.
Okay. How many dice?
So it's your streetwise with your cunning.
Yep.
So two streetwise and how many cunning?
3.
Okay, so it's 2 yellows and a green. You got a triumph. I forgot about that. So before you roll,
yep,
you get to... So with your advantage, you can introduce something good. With your triumph, you can introduce something great.
So, good.
You could also just pass on your advantage to give him a boost, which is one of these blue dice.
What's the advantage of something great? Or what's the example of something great?
In this situation, you could go out and you could see that you see these people turn on their speeder and it just starts smoking. Or
Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna pass on my advantage to you. I'm gonna use my triumph a speeder bike to the island with the key still in the ignition.
That's a triumph. Yep, that'll work. Yeah, so you walk out the door and you see that there's just happens to be a speeder bike.
Idling.
Yeah, it is very well maintained, big and shiny, and it's got like some sort of wolf-like skull on the front, but it's got horns.
So a gangster bike is what you're saying.
This is gangster bike, yeah. All right, so he passed on his advantage to you. You get a boost die on your roll.
Should I roll this up now?
You got a decent roll there. I'll make it a little difficult. You got another triumph.
See? We're good at this. What would a double triumph do?
All right. So I already spent that threat preemptively. So the threat does the opposite of advantage.
Okay.
Because that is a gang. That's a gang bike. But you have an idea of where this place is. Okay. The place like all the way at the bottom of this big street that you're on. Mm-hmm. So like the street's this big canyon with different neighborhoods on either side. The place you're looking for is all the way at the bottom of this. Pretty abandoned sort of area. Not many people live down there anymore. There's a lot of sketchy characters, like cats. Yeah, there's a lot of loft cats down there.
Let's go.
You also have a triumph. First 2 rolls of the game.
Yeah, so maybe on the bike there's like there's some storage in the back of the bike.
Yeah.
And so right after we fire it up, I look in the back of the storage box and there's something awesome in there.
Yeah.
What that is, I'm not quite sure.
Detonator? Just explode this place will release detonator.
In this bike there could reasonably be explosives. I will say that there is a thermal detonator in there.
Oh wow, thermal detonator.
Yeah.
Alright, so it sounds like we're rolling well.
Yeah.
We should roll down to the abandoned theater in our speeder bike.
The time you leave this restaurant, the diner, it is getting darker out, heading into evening. The sun's about to go down. And by the time you reach the bottom of this canyon-like street, it's completely dark. The only thing illuminating the bottom here is the headlight on the front of your speeder bike. And they've got it set up so that the headlight shines through the 2 eyes of the skull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And you know what? I'll give you a light side point. It's very dark down here. That's me introducing something tougher for you guys. As you drive, you're passing by trash cans and old abandoned R2 units that people have started little fires in, and there are people huddled around them. And there are a few little streetlights that are flickering on and off.
Exactly what I thought would happen.
And you knew exactly where that theater was. You're heading directly towards it. Buildings are just going straight up on either side, and as you get closer to the theater, it's sort of looms in front of you. It's not a big place. It's from the outside, it looks like maybe 3 or 4 stories high, but it's a theater. It's probably 2 floors inside. And you see the front entrance with its broken glass and the door slightly ajar.
Nice. Well, I think we're going to have an issue if the only light that we've got is on the bike itself. If we want to go in this building, we're going to have to figure out some other way to light the place up. I also want to hide the bike so that it's not completely obvious that we're here. Zuuk, what do you think about bringing it inside and keeping the lights on?
Should I say? I'm trying to think. Should I introduce something nice such as, it just so happens that we have a flashlight?
I did give you that light side point back, yeah.
Okay, so you have a flashlight that you're going to... Do flashlights have some cool name?
Glow rods.
That's one of my multi-tool features on my arm.
You flip that light side point, and you definitely have a glow rod finger.
All right. Oh yeah.
We should probably say that you have a mechanical arm that is has many purposes, multi-purpose mechanical arm.
Multi-tool.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So Swiss Army knife of arms.
All right. So why don't you help me get this bike inside the building, just in case those those 3 grizzly dudes that we saw in the restaurant don't see it right away when we get here, because I'm expecting them to get here soon.
Well,
So let's hide it.
yeah, this is also just a little open speculation. The bike may or may not be theirs, or a tough, or someone, or other tough, or like a tough gang's bike. So it might either tell them that we're here if we leave it out, or scare them off.
Well, that's a good point. Okay.
Then the door's ajar.
Yeah. All right. So
So let's try to bring it inside, just so it's not.
you walk up
No
to
one
the
takes
door, and you're able to. It's a mechanical door that slides open instead of pushing, so you're able to sort of slide it roughly out of the way. There's a lot of debris here and there, but you can just sort of sweep it aside and you bring the bike in. Inside the lobby of this area, there's a little cat. There's always cats. There's a broken window to your side that looks like it's where they maybe took tickets, and another room off to the side of that with some old like coat hangers and stuff. And the hall goes on, and up to the left there's a little door, and it looks like it opens ahead of you, like straight ahead of you. It opens up into a bigger room.
Let's take a quick look in that coat closet, just make sure no one's hiding out.
Okay, I'm gonna take my gun out of its little holster, just to be sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna open the door of this cloakroom just to make sure nobody's gonna follow us after we go.
You open it up and you see a droid slumped up against the wall. It looks like they are not working.
So,
Hey Zuuk, what can you tell us about this droid?
Do you want to try and check it out?
I'm just trying to think. If this was a theater, it'd probably be a droid like C-3PO or maybe an R2 unit.
It doesn't look like that.
Okay.
It's got a skinny body and a flat-faced head. You want to check it out with a
Sure,
mechanics check or something?
What do these parts you need from this boss of yours?
I don't know. I think you're gonna have to figure out what this thing is.
Alright, so
Very trusted.
you got very high mechanics, is that right? Or is that computers?
My mechanics is my computer's super high. My mechanics is just 2.
Okay, so, and your intelligence is 3, so it's 2 yellows and a green. I'm going to take those. And I'm going to make it... Hey, come on. You two are rolling so well.
So you're gonna add in another.
So it's going to be a hard check, but I'm going to flip one of my dark sides over to make it a little bit harder.
Mega dark side die.
Yep. So, and these ones are sort of like environmental. You can convince me that you get one of those if you can come up with something good.
Hey, this is actually kind of bad. My first
No, it's not.
looks bad enough.
You have a success and 2 threats. So you can tell that this droid is very old. It is not a maker model that you've ever seen before. And as you're poking around at it, you pick up its arm. It's limp metal, thin arm, and you push a little spot on it, and it sort of opens up into a large blaster.
Sweet. Battle droid. May or may... Well, if it's old, I may or may not... If we turned it on and it had power, I might be able to make it subservient to our command.
You certainly could try.
Sounds like this thing is pretty old and beat up. I don't know if we want to spend a lot of time fixing this up, and we want to keep moving.
Well...
So is the blaster part of the robot?
It's built in, yeah.
Okay. Wow. So I think maybe we should take note of this thing and keep moving, because I don't want to be dragging the big.
Well, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna rip out the component of the blaster that lets it shoot. So if those bristly dudes bring with them a mechanic so they can turn on the droids and like make them subservient, so they like make it so that they can't use this gun. Because if this is an old model,
right? But they'd also have to drag it around. That seems less efficient than just shooting this.
I still want to rip out the gun part.
Okay.
And a CPU. Rip.
You got 2 threats, so you attempt to rip out the gun part, but it's just so old you don't really know where things are connected. It's not technology that you're very familiar with.
Okay.
So maybe we keep moving and see what else is here.
Should I just shoot it? I could probably just shoot it.
That would call attention to us. I'm gonna be a little sneaky here.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's be sneaky. I still have a bad feeling about this.
As you probably should. Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about a theater with its door ajar, and then we just find a robot with a built-in gun.
Yeah. I think we should also peek in the ticket.
Ticket booth is completely empty.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Let's head up towards that door and
you head out of what must be an old coat check, and to your, well, I guess coming out of it, it's sort of straight into the right a little bit. A set of doors. Heading into that set of doors, it opens up into a large space. There are lots of seats, and it looks like you are on a bit of a balcony overlooking something below.
Something.
Well, you can't see what's down there right now.
Ominous.
It's very dark.
so if all we've got is that little light at the end of his finger or whatever, we're probably not going to be able to light this place up very long. Can you see anything down there, Zuuk?
I'm trying to reason if he would actually be able to, because the Bracks live on a pretty dark world in general, right? Like Dathomir or whatever.
Some Zabraks live on Dathomir. Most Zabraks live on
I'm just thinking of like if their original.
Iridonia.
I'm just trying to think of their original birthplace.
Like, he's got good night vision.
Like if it would be in his blood to have the night vision.
I mean, you don't. There are some species that like have night vision, like Chiss have night vision, like Grand Admiral Thrawn. Your guy does not have that.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is scary.
So if we can't see anything down,
You do have something you might be able to use. 2 somethings you might be able to use.
2 somethings. Oh yeah, we have our little butter bug friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I almost forgot about this. I say we send down 2 butter bugs.
you got 2 of them?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Wow, cool. All right, Zuuk, dude,
Bug.
send down your droid.
All right. So you take these 2 little balls off your belt, and you toss them up in the air, and they stay up there. And you tell them to go check things out.
Yeah, go check things out below this balcony, and report back within, 10 minutes?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. They hover off, and you see the little green lights on the back of them go down over the balcony. You gonna check other things out while they check out down below?
Check out this balcony here. So there's seating and some other.
Yep, there's seats and stairs that go down to the rail of the balcony. And then you look off into the dark gloom.
Let's walk down the stairs.
Well, I want to look through the seats to see if anyone drops some credits. Hey, as much cash as I can get.
Fell out of their pocket.
Yeah, fell out of their pocket. Hey, as much cash as I can get is good.
All right, if you really want to do that, roll a perception check.
Perception.
Yep, with 2 purple dice and your extremely high perception. So your perception's 3, your cunning's 2. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's 2 yellows, 1 green, and 2 purples.
No red.
No red this time. So is that what you got? You got all the right ones there? Okay. Alright. You have not... I just want to say that the 2 of you, I don't think have rolled a single failure
No.
yet.
No, we haven't. Not that I know of.
Alright, so you have 3 successes and a threat. Looking under these seats, your little finger flashlight picks up a little glint of gold. It is a very, very, very old 10 credit piece.
Ooh.
It might be worth more than 10 credits now.
Old 10 credit piece? See? It's worth it. Hashtag it's worth it.
The threat is you got hepatitis walking under the theater seat.
So, Zuuk is like ducking below seats looking for stuff. And,
bonk my
what's his
head.
name again?
Gain 2 damage.
And Jogg walks up to the balcony railing.
That's right.
And you're looking down there, and all you see is the 2 little red lights from the remotes.
I'd like to look back at the door that we came in through.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything up above it, like a projection room, or any other windows, or anything like that? You said it was like a 4-story theater. I just wanted to see if there's anything above it.
There is nothing above there. Well, there's a little room above. There are some. It's lighting. It looks like it was maybe sort of your traditional acting theater rather than a movie theater. Yeah.
Got it.
I want to climb up there.
And before long, the 2 butterbugs come back with their green lights and come back to your hand, Zuuk. And they report there are lots of droids here.
Lots?
Yeah. Mostly down below on the first floor.
Can they tell us if there's any other life forms? Or?
Nothing substantial.
Okay.
Just
Little
Cats and rats.
space
yeah,
rat,
lothcats, rats.
radioactive bugs,
There's a large conduit slug downstairs.
conduit slug,
It's
large
just
kill.
a gross thing. Yeah, it's not really any
Those
sort
things
of
like
threat.
eat concrete, right?
They
Or something like that.
yeah, they follow like electric lines and suck energy out of things.
So it sounds like we need to try to search for a way down to the first floor. I don't want to jump off the balcony. So
Oh, you don't want to do a cool Indiana Jones moment?
I don't know who that is.
No.
I'm
This
Jogg.
is like off. This is
I'm
off
Jogg.
game.
I know not of Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is an old far. It's a
It's-
movie series from a galaxy far, far away.
And far, far in the future. As much as I'd like to pick around for some more stuff stuck to the floor, why don't we?
And gum.
Why don't we go out of this balcony and try to find a way to the first floor?
Okay, can we just like smash? Hulk smash moment?
You leave this theater, this upper balcony area, and head back out into that main area that you started out in.
So there was the cloakroom
Yep.
and the ticket booth. Are
Yep.
there any other doors in that main lobby?
There's actually it's a big open. Past this balcony area, there's a big open area.
Like if we come out the doors to the balcony and turn left.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll,
let's do that.
I'll do a little zoom into my map here because
A map? Dungeon Master style?
So yeah, there's a big open area ahead of you with a little hallway heading off to the left.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Let's walk forward then and then turn left to go down that hallway.
So you walk forward into this big open area. To your right, it looks like there might be some other sort of balcony that it just sort of goes off into space. It's got a glass railing, and to your left is a hallway.
Looks like there's a room off to the right just after we turn into the hallway.
Yep, it's got another glass window that's broken in. Looks like it may have been some sort of bar area or something.
So there's smashed glass. Is there a door?
Not on this side. But looking in, it's just old bottles and
Any really aged whiskey in there? Star whiskey?
most everything in there is smashed. Looks like there's some really old bags of peanuts though. Space
Yeah.
peanuts. Yeah.
Let's keep walking down this hall and see what else is.
There are a few other rooms, all of them fairly nondescript as you walk down this hall, and it turns to the right. You pass by some dressing rooms and finally get to a pair of doors. On your right, a door that opens up into a very large room. On your left, a door that looks like it's got a staircase going down.
Well, I want to check out the very large room before we go down. Might be more old credit pieces that will give me more cash on the black market. Whoa!
Yeah, I think I'd like to turn left. This is important that we move quickly because we're expecting visitors. I want to get a look at these droids.
Yeah, but there might be like more valuable, better droids, better parts in this.
What if you sent your
Butterbugs
out to scope out this wide area while we go downstairs?
That seems reasonable.
Alright, you throw your Butterbugs up in the air and they head off into this large room.
Butterbug, I choose you.
You You go to the left and down some stairs. On the way down the stairs, you see a pair of droids that are slumped over. It looks like they've got some blaster marks on them. They have the weapons out on their hands, on both wrists, and
I'm not looking at theories in this head.
Yeah, it looks
Droid
like
revolution.
they went through a fight. And you head down the stairs, and there's only one door at the bottom of the stairs, and it looks like it heads out onto another hallway.
Into the door.
Yeah, let's open it up.
You open the door, and I flip a dark side point. Because on the other side of the door, there is a droid. And this one's not slumped over.
It's activated.
It is activated.
Weapons out.
And it just sort of looks like it was standing. It's back to you. And it's facing a wall, just standing there.
I think I'm gonna shoot it.
What?
Logical conclusion.
Wait,
shoot it.
Hold up.
It's probably gonna shoot us.
Does this one look like the two that we passed in the hallway, except for not having this one?
It's a little bigger.
Battle droid.
So the other ones were very slender with very plain faces. This one has a larger upper chassis area.
Busy.
And I would like the two of you to each roll a stealth check, please, as you open this door.
With which die?
Stealth works with agility.
Yeah, I got a 2 agility.
So 2 agility, and what's your stealth? 0? Alright, so you're going to roll that, and your agility
2
is also 2. You're going to roll that, and I got to come up with some negative dice for you. Your negative dice. This is a difficult check.
Double red, a purple.
Yeah, 2 reds and a purple.
So each of us roll those.
And I'm going to give you each a boost because it's dark in here.
Alright.
Dark, like the force.
Okay, not stealthy.
You notice this.
I made a big noise.
Alright, you do have advantages, so you want to roll those same negative dice. You want to roll those 2 reds and a purple, please, with your green.
No, I don't get that extra
Take
piece.
that out. Yeah. Okay, also not stealthy.
Alright, so we made a big ruckus walking down this hallway.
Yeah, so you
Now should I
open that door, and it's another one of those sliding doors, but you had to do it manually. And it grinds against the floor as you open it up, and you see this droid standing there with its just facing a wall, and its head turns 180 to look at you, and then its body follows.
So
and
like owls?
like an owl, it says,
Intruders.
Prepare to die.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Coruscant Nights.
thanks to Adam and John for playing on these episodes.
Our music is by Mark Eberhardt and Nick Scourin.
You can find us on social media at Coruscant Night on Twitter, and you can email us at coruscantnightspod@gmail.com.
Love the show and want to show your support? Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or visit our Patreon.
Be sure to check out our Patreon this week for the dungeon map that we used for these episodes, along with a special bonus episode. Check it out at patreon.com/Coruscant Nights. Now don't forget that we've got a giveaway going on right now. All you have to do to enter is leave us a rating and a review. and send it to us. We're giving away 1 set of Women of the Galaxy postcards, and a set of 3 books that capture that Coruscant Night spirit: Tales of the Bounty Hunters, Tales from Jabba's Palace, and Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina. Patreon patrons are automatically entered, and we're happy to ship overseas. We'll notify our 2 winners on August 12th. We're excited to announce that we've got stuff like t-shirts and stickers available for you to purchase now. Head on over to CoruscantKnights.com to find the link to our store, where you can get t-shirts and stickers with phrases such as
"Son of a gun, Dark,"
and
"I'm always feeling lucky."
We'll be updating our shop regularly, so make sure you stop back to check out what's new.